foreign service. You remember our ambassador to Mauritania? He was the army commander, Baji. So also are others who are outside. So it's not a new policy. It has always been there that you can come from any sector. You can come from any sector, and if you realize that you are good for any particular area of the foreign service, we send you there.
Mr. President, let me take you to numbers now. I don't know whether you do believe in numbers, but in the Bible, there's a whole chapter called Numbers. I'm sure the Christians listening will try to reflect on that. In 1964, 22nd July, in Marlborough House, the Gambia's Independence Bill was passed. If you turn that 6 in 1964, you have 1994, still 22nd July. You've given away money, $777,777 butut. You once gave somebody $1,111. I don't know, Mr. President. I just...
It's a coincidence.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, we all believe in numbers, but it's a coincidence. I don't pay heed to, contrary to what people are made to believe. I didn't pay heed to this.
I just thought that probably there's an element somewhere. High on your agenda, Mr. President, is Page. And Page needs $651 million in the next 4 years, of which 35% will be provided for by the Gambia government, and the rest through loans, grants, and private sector investment. If you're fortunate enough and we get this money and we're able to implement Page within the next 4 years, we're left with nothing more than 4 years for Vision 2020. How close are we to Vision 2020 after the attainment of the Page?
Let me tell you one thing. Page or no page, we will be there by the grace of the Almighty Allah. Page is just a catalyst, but it's not indispensable to achieving Vision 2020. It has already been there. Vision 2020 has been set, and so Page is just a catalyst to speed up. If you understand, to speed up the attainment of Vision 2020. But with or without Page, we're going to attain Vision 2020. Do you understand? Now, the money that they're talking about, this is where I have a problem with figures. Now, they told you a figure, but one thing they didn't tell you is, how did they come to that figure?
It's a huge sum.
It's a huge sum, but they didn't also specify what they're going to spend that money on. Now, we are going to, by the grace of the Almighty Allah, we are going to attain Vision 2020, Page or no Page. Now, also you realize that you cannot overfeed yourself today and starve for the rest of your life. My grandfather always used to tell me that you cannot overfeed yourself today and then starve for the rest of the year. What does he mean by that? I will not subject this country to taking rash actions, financial actions, in order to achieve an objective that, whatever the case, with or without that, we will achieve a greater objective, if you understand what I mean. If the money they are talking about, 90% of that would be loans, forget it, there will be no Page. Because we don't want to overburden ourselves with debts that tomorrow will come around and haunt us. Page, it is important, but it's not more important than Vision 2020, if you understand what I mean. So, as I said, any idea that somebody brings, and we believe that it will add to the beauty of the journey towards Vision 2020, attainment of Vision 2020, why not? Give it a try. But nothing is going to derail or deviate us from the path of achieving the main objective that we have set for ourselves 18 years ago, and that is the attainment of Vision 2020. Yeah, but didn't it worry you when you saw these colossal figures? There's a reason. If you want to borrow money to get that, it will be like this. You can get the money. But then become eternally indebted. That's unacceptable. Today, if you ask anybody for a loan, they'll give us. Because they know what we have in this country. And so they know that for us to pay that in the future, 5 years or less than that from now, it's going to be a piece of cake. So if you ask for anything, they will give you. But then tomorrow, all what you get will be spent, 3/4 of that will be spent on servicing debt. Is that what we want? No. And that's why I'm very careful. Yes. If somebody comes and says, we give you that free of charge, I'll jump to the sky. Then I know that we can spend that amount of money, and tomorrow nobody is going to shed tears or sweat for it. But what I can assure Gambians is that page or with no page, we are going to achieve Vision 2020, inshallah. Yes.
Excellency,
I don't want to be misconstrued as saying that page is not important. But what I'm saying is that when did you start hearing about page?
Vision 2020 encompasses page.
That's the bottom line.
Excellency, people are visiting now very frequently now.
To pay?
Cash powers.
To pay?
To buy cash power has been increased. How soon will we have affordable electricity in this country?
How soon? We still have affordable electricity.
There's a 30% rise, Mr. President, by the way.
Yeah, because there's a 60% rise in the price of oil. And for the past 17 years, when was the last time we increased NAWEC tariffs? Government is spending colossal amounts of money to subsidize it, to make it available to the people. But the oil prices keep going hiking and hiking. I wish I could give it free of charge. But we are not in that position yet. Do I like increasing tariffs for the people? No. But we have no choice. It's a question of either increasing tariffs or not giving them electricity. This is the dilemma we find ourselves. The tariff increase, I've been sitting on it for the past 4 years. And now blame me for their near bankruptcy. They say everything is going up except the tariff. It's not going up. I wish we can give electricity free of charge to the Gambian people, but it is practically not possible. So we are doing our best to make sure that, one, NAWEC doesn't die, and the people do not die. You know, the Manicos have a saying that to make sure that the coos doesn't kill the beans, and the beans also do not kill the coos.
Are there alternatives to oil? People are rumoring that if you walk around the graveyard, you'll find parts of a windmill.
Is that why you asked the question, when would... Let me tell you one thing, and this is a fact of life. There will be no time, at no material time would there be electricity that is affordable to all. And I will tell you why. Even if you make it free,